What's up, guys? Jim at Pokemon, and this is the Collected Con recap. So at Collected Con, if I don't have a booth, a lot of times I go there to pick up errors, cool cards, little things to add to the collection. And this is the stack of graded cards I picked up, and some raw. So I'm gonna take you through everything, kind of tell you why I got what I got, and I got a little Harada bear that she does, signed by her. That was in New York a couple weeks ago. Man, I should do a video showing all those. But why don't we just take a stack right here and just kind of go through and show you a few cool things I got. So I got this Chansey off center, top to bottom. I'll try to tell you the price if I remember it. This condition's a little beat up. I think I paid, he was asking 200, so I probably paid like 150-ish for it. Something like that. And some of these were trade too, so I had stuff I traded, but I'll give you guys kind of the rough value of what I got things for. So always love picking up Chanseys anytime I can. I think it's harder to find a rare Chansey in my opinion, but come to find out there's some pretty tough Chansey collectors out there that they got all their eggs where they need to be, and they fight for them. So I gave this to Pokey Chloe. Shout out Pokey Chloe and Pokey Dean, and I let her hold it for a little bit. Tried to give it to her, she wouldn't take it. She's too nice, she wouldn't take it. But I know she's a big Chansey fan, and I thought she would appreciate it. So let's start off really cool. Super Duper Danny, I put her to the test. We actually were able to catch up a little bit at the show and tell some stories and have a good laugh here and there while they were opening the expedition box. Chloe and Dean with a few other people, and I said, Danny, you got to draw me your best Pikachu. Give me your best Pikachu. And she drew this lovely Pikachu, so unique, so special, and you'll never see another Pikachu like that with the Super Duper Danny SDD. I don't know if you ever go by that. And then what did I get to? Oh, someone gave me this, a little off center, has a little print dot at the bottom. So another cool part about going to shows is people look out for you and they'll kind of look for things that you want, which is kind of cool. So getting this was pretty interesting. I got the Alakazam just because it's cool. I don't do too much modern, and I just thought this was a sick looking card in person for $2. I mean, like, if you haven't held one of these, they are just beautiful. Can't go wrong with Ampharos, Unseen Forces. Again, these are kind of not in the best shapes. They're just binder copies for me. And then a really awesome deal I did. Went to Island Grown's booth. He had a whole staff of people working for him. And then I got, these are kind of beat up. These are core cards. I'm a huge core fan. And I think I got all of these plus the Alakazam. I think I got them for $50, which is pretty awesome. So the Wooper, the Lily Pad Mew, the Surfing Pikachu, the Nidoking, which is a fan favorite, Jolteon, which you can never go wrong with, Tentacool, and you got the GB, the Game Boy Meowth, and then you got to Smoochum. And it's because every time you look at them, they're a little glossy. Actually, this one is glossy on the surface as like this one. So the Smoochum's not as glossy. Okay, there we go. And then very cool. So you got the Wooper right there, and that's how you can kind of tell when you peel them. And you got the little lip that sticks up that makes the condition so hard on them. But these aren't mint. They're just kind of in plate condition. So I kind of like doing binders and stuff. So that'll be kind of a cool little binder thing. And are you ready? Get your magnifying glasses out. These are going to be hard to see, but this is some cool special arrows that you're going to see on First Ed Base and Shadowless. I always look for them, and they're hard to find. So I call this like a crosshatch pattern, and if you look, you can see a little pattern right there in the middle of the card, and it goes all the way around. Very hard to see, but if you're looking for it, you can find it. And sometimes I see it like on the outside right here, and sometimes I see it in the card picture right here. Usually it's in one or the other. I'm not really sure why it happens or how it occurs. But when I see them, I like to pick them up, and I have a nice little stack. I'm at home, and I don't know if I can build a full set someday, but that'd be really cool. And so you can see here with the Charmander, it's kind of cool too. And I just call it like a crosshatch pattern. I don't know if there's an official name for it, or if anyone that knows the printing process can tell me how or why. I've noticed it on Shadowless and First Ed Base, and ever since I started picking it up, I started looking for them. I do know there's some cards that they appear on more frequently than others, but maybe that's just because it's easier to see. I don't know. So if you know anything about them, let me know. And then a little pincer here. And why do I like this pincer? It actually looks super dark. So if I bend it down a little bit, you can see how dark that looks. Throw it in the light, it's a little bit lighter, but if you compare it with like another one side by side, I was like, all right, that's kind of cool. And plus it's got a little swirl somewhere. Moltres, super red Moltres. I mean, look at that. That's just beautiful. I mean, how many times you see a Moltres that just pops like that? Got that bright yellow border and that super deep dark red in the middle. I got an Articuno that's super blue like that. I want to throw them next to each other and just kind of go for it. The Gengar. Why do I like the Gengar? I thought, I can't quite remember. I know it's a little off center. Maybe there's something on the hollow foil that threw me off a little bit. I don't quite remember why I got this one, but I'll take a look later. Another crosshatch Charmander there, you can see there. Kind of hard to see, but again, it can be in the middle here or in the picture. Kind of a darker Victory Bell. The darker no symbols or the darker jungle is actually pretty common. And this one actually had that crosshatch pattern again too, which is kind of hard to see, but it's not as prominent on this as it is on some of the others. But kind of darker helps. This is just a binder, slipping through binder pages at someone's booth, and I got this OC Professor Oak left to right. Kind of cool, and it is shadowless because you see the 99 right there, so you know it's shadowless. Magmar, what's so cool about this Magmar? Looks pretty normal to me. Got a little thick stamp right there. If you look in the back, it's got a back stamp. So anytime I see a little back stamp, I think they're kind of cool. I'm chasing a PSA 10 back stamp set, but if someone wants to sell me a back stamp for the regular price of a normal first edition stamp, sure, I'll add it to the collection. And something that is kind of common on this Beedrill, if you look at it, you can see there's like a little gap at the top. This is pretty common on first ed base, especially the base set hollows. A lot of them are shifted from left to right from the hollow foil. But if you look up here, this look just like be a little bit more than I normally see. So I thought maybe just have a binder page, see if I can throw them all together, and then they'll look kind of cool, which will be interesting. So again, super, super niche. You know, no one's really gonna, like, most people just look right by that. But hey, you know, something interesting and different, why not? And then, you know, after like 10 years, you look back like, wow, I actually got quite a bit of those. Kind of cool. War Turtle. And do you guys know the error for this right away? This is a pretty common one. You may have seen one before, but War Turtle evolves from War Turtle. So imagine trying to play Blastoise, and then you just like go into War Turtle like infinite loop. It's just like Mario Shell. It's just shell, shell, shell. But no, it's kind of a cool error, pretty common. But always neat to pick up when you can. And then this one, maybe another back stamp. Yep, and this one's a little bit more prominent. And so I think I had a video kind of a little bit back, kind of talking more about these. And you just see that one right there, kind of cool. So if you do have any back stamps, especially in PSA 10 first edition, I'm probably looking for them. And I think I'm like maybe, you probably got a third or half the set. And so I'm looking for the other half, just kind of taking it slow, not really pushing it too hard. But if you have one, I'd love to pick it up, add it to the set, build a full set. All right, and then we'll go for the rest of the stack here. So this is just a cool card. I really like it. It's literally the Toted Out Chasing the Oddish. I think I just sold 8 of this for like 80 bucks or so. And I thought this was near mint, in pretty good shape. Might grade an 8. And so I figured, hey, you know, if we do a deal and you sell it to me for 30, pay 15 bucks a grade, get another copy, not too bad. Meryl's pretty common. A lot of people like this Meryl. There's a few Pokemon that every time you see them, people generally just pick them up. Because usually there's someone out there looking for it. It's got a nice little line over the top, and so that's just a print sheet. You can see it's not really a print line, but it's almost like the kind of the divider between two different like hollow foil. It's kind of weird. Like yes, technically it is a print line, but like it's like a split between two different like things. It's just, it looks a little different, so I thought that was kind of cool. It's almost like, I guess the hollow foil almost like stops right there. So it's kind of hard to tell. It really is hard to tell, but I just thought that was interesting. And these Gengars, man, I picked up 2 like a couple weeks ago for Harada signing, and I paid like 25 each. Then I saw this one; it was near mint, and you know, not mint, but like near mint. And you get it for 35, 40 or whatever we negotiated. I was like, all right, we got to do that, because I remember struggling to find one of these, and I wanted one. And so to get a near mint one, now I'm ready. Next time she signs. This one I thought was a little bit more yellow, so the yellow kind of popped a little bit. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. And if anything I say feels like a little different, or if you disagree, like let me know. Like I'm open to thoughts. This is just my genuine sort of opinion based on my experience. So everyone has their own experience, so it's kind of cool just to see what other people think. Can you guess what the error is on this right away? It's like a little smudge stamp there. And if you look at like the prices, just assume I probably pay like 70% of whatever the price is. That's generally what I'll do. And because like I'm getting an error, but they're not selling it as an error, I'll happily pay pretty close to whatever they ask, simply because I'm like buying an error and they're selling a regular card. That's kind of cool. And then you got a darker Victory Bell here. The green is really, really nice. Kind of pops a little bit. And you got an OC Jungle Jolteon there. So top to bottom, the centering is off top to bottom. Oh yeah, pretty cool. Nice little binder card there. And man, why would I get a base set 2 Meowth? Man, that's such a weird pickup, right? Well, if you turn it over, it's actually a pretty cool pickup. Look at that, man. There are a base set 2 of these out there. If you look, you'll find them. Most of them are pretty beat up like this, where the sheet is just totally shifted like this. But kind of cool. They go for I think I got this for $100 maybe, something like that. So always kind of cool when you see something like that. The Dugtrio, I like the color. Seems like the border's a little darker, and you can see kind of a line going right through here too. I don't know if I can show you. Just a little interesting, but it's something like if I can pick it up for $10, just pick it up, and when I get home, look at it. And the reason that these two are so cool, you can tell they're no symbol hollows, jungle hollows, venomous. But you can see this one has a stain right here, a big old stain, and this one also has a big old stain right here and here, two different stains. And you very rarely will see no symbol hollows with an error. So they are an error because they're no symbol hollows. They don't have the jungle stamp right here. But to see them with another error is actually pretty rare. I very rarely see off center no symbol hollows, see them with any sort of text, super dark, you name it. You just don't see too many of them. Even the errors that you see, I feel like a lot of times are just kind of a stretch. And so to get two of these like this was pretty special. I think I paid $150 to $200, I think, each for them. But I definitely traded, and the person got really good value. It was like these two and the Chansey is what I traded for. But I really wanted all three of them, and that's sometimes that's the hard part. When you want something, it's like sometimes it becomes pretty obvious. So this Fortress is off center left to right. Little holographic discovery there. It's pretty cool. And I think one other thing I really liked about this, which I think I was almost going to show you in the Dugtrio, is this is like a double, like it's like layered up. Like sometimes they shift. It's like this one's like printed on top of that layer right there, which is kind of cool. And so it's like the card was printed centered, and then the border was like shifted a little bit. So it wasn't like the whole thing was shifted. So you can almost tell like when in the printing process it actually shifted. Kind of cool. So I thought that was kind of special. So for $25-$30, not bad. Hitmonchan, a little dark. It looks a little darker in person. But again, you see a lot of these, and I feel like I see a lot of like Hitmonchans kind of borderish. So pick them up every now and then, but I try not to pick every one of them up. And the condition on these is like okay, and so I think I'd sell some that are better condition than this, and I don't think it's super dark. So probably wouldn't have picked this up if I go back, but sometimes you get in the heat of the moment. You just want to you don't want to pass on something that might be. So live and learn. And then I've been bringing this to the last few events I've been to. It's the Top 32 Worlds 11. It's got a little kind of wear at the top up here. I'm trying to get $600 for it, and so if anyone's interested, feel free to reach out, and I'll happily sell this to you for $600. So I do try to bring some things here and there that people might want, and sometimes they sell, sometimes they don't, but I try to find things that I think people are interested in, and that way you always have something. That way it's not all just cash. You can actually trade, which is kind of what they do. So Magneton, I thought this was kind of yellow, and then I got home and I realized there's a lot of Magnetons that look pretty yellow like this. It's a yellow card, so kind of regret this. I think I got this for like $25-$30. OC Shining Mew, kind of cool. Got the thin border there. The grades otherwise aren't too bad other than the surface. And if you look at the back, it's pretty nice, just the misalignment. Like I know I got the 5.5, but I thought this was not a bad looking card. I paid like $190 for it. Then you got the Error Ancient Mew. So it's got the crimp at the top right here. So you can see that crimp going all the way across. Kind of cool. More of a common error on this, but you can see that there's just, it's not like you can't find them. It's just, when you find them, just pay a little bit of a premium, and you pick it up. So 8.5. And I think I did a trade for these three. And so I traded these three for a New Discovery Unlimited pack. So the value was really close, and pretty fair, I thought, especially based if you're just going off his prices. So I didn't really look these up. I just kind of trusted the prices. And you got the Pikachu OC here. It's more of a modern Pikachu V-Box, so a little promo action there. Very off center. You see part of the next card below it, so I call that miscut. I don't know if they call it miscut. Yeah, miscut. Nice. So miscut's like when you see part of the card. OC is when it's just severely off center, but not miscut. So you can get the Cosmos Zapdos there, but this is from the theme deck because it has a 1992,000 date. So if you see that 1992,000 date on a holographic Zapdos, it's from a theme deck. Kind of cool. Anytime you get a WotC Hollow Error, pretty cool. The pack pulled ones are a little bit nicer, but still get a theme deck is to me, it's pretty special. You can't really tell the difference, especially that Cosmos really pops. You're not going to find too many Cosmos base chunk of fossil OCs, so throw that out there. And then you got the scratch error pincer. I saw this. I thought it looked really, really minty. Got the scratch right there. And it looked really, really minty. I mean, you see the edges, the corners. I mean, it's just like, I thought this got a 9. I was like, I don't know, man. It feels like it's a pretty good looking 9. So maybe it's got a hollow scratch or two. I'm not too sure. And maybe it's an older cert, if you guys know the certs. Maybe not, because I think that might be a little higher. But I figured it'd be something kind of cool. And maybe something to get signed by Jimeno. Who knows? Who knows? No. I can't cheat on my Jolteons now. So I got this. This is just a really good value play. I paid $80 for this from Gotta Catch 'Em All. If you talk to him, generally he'll give you like 50% off on just about anything. Just bring cash, and then bring him like something he enjoys. No, I'm kidding. He doesn't do that, but I'm sure he'll appreciate me shouting him out here. So you got the no symbol Jolteon for $80. Very, very awesome. And then another cool story here. I was actually went up to the MetaZoo booth, and I was just kind of seeing what promos they had. Saw some people signing, and I went and basically was like just talking to a few people, and come to find out that one of the guys there actually had a bunch of square cut cards on him. And lo and behold, about 2 years ago, I actually bought a full, or almost a full, square cut set on PWCC, and I was missing like 4 or 5 cards. I just didn't win them at auction, and they all had provenance. They came from a WotC employee. There was like the history there, everything. So I've been trying to complete the set for a couple years, and I haven't been able to because I need cards with provenance, which means that you can trace them back to a WotC employee. I don't want any that have been cut from a sheet, because that's kind of like cheating. It's like, plus it's not like from the factory. It's not something that was handed out. So I really wanted some that came from someone at WotC, and then WotC's Wizards of the Coast, and I wanted it to like basically have that sort of path. And so the guy that sold me this basically got them from Gary, and it was helping Gary sort of sell them, or I don't know what kind of deal they had, but these are 2 of the last 3 I needed. And the last one I need actually is Raichu. So if you have a Raichu square cut with provenance back to a WotC employee, please reach out. I would love to complete this set. I know the Zard cost me quite a bit because I bought it in 2021, along with the Blastoise that cost quite a bit because I bought it in 2021. So it'd be kind of cool to complete this set and have a pretty cool square cut set. It's one of those sort of weird error variations. I don't know if you call it an error, but just things I just never really picked up over the years, and so I just got it kind of late. And sometimes waiting to get stuff, it kind of hurts you a little bit. And then, as always, I try to bring things that people might like, as I mentioned before. So I brought a Shining Celebi, a Shiny Charizard, and a Shiny Mewtwo. And so I got really close to selling all 3 of these in person. I think we were really close, and I think we were like, all right, let's come back. And then I think we just never met back up again to do the deal. But I think what I was looking for was like 4,500 in the Charizard, maybe like 700 on the Mewtwo, and then what would that be? That'd be like 5,200. And so I think maybe the Celebi was like 1,300 or something. I don't know. It was something around there where I think the total was like 6,800 or 6,500. I'd have to double check, but it was something where like it was like really close to comps, maybe slightly below. And so I thought it was a good deal, but I'll probably bring these to the next show if anyone is looking for them. They are one of my coworkers on consignment that I'm helping him sort of sell, and there will probably be a video at some point where I show that whole thing. It's like a 5-part video series, and I kind of wanted to get all the grades back and then just like one week just post all of them in a row, so you can see like get the collection, like review it, send it off, get the grades. There's like 3 different returns that go with it, and you'll get to see all the cards that he has. Pretty cool. So I'll talk more about that in another story. So thank you guys so much for watching. I think that's it. Got some cards from people that they kind of handed over. The gallery, they're always in the middle of CollectCon. Pallet Town doing some crazy trades. The Green Shiz. A few other people kind of hanging out. And they got some Pokédean, Pokéclose stickers. So kind of cool. So CollectCon's always fun. If you go in there to sell, you're probably going to do really well. If you're going there to buy, you'll probably find something you really like. So hopefully I see you guys at one of the CollectCons coming up. And I think I'll be vending at the Long Beach one. So if you want to come say hey in LA in August of 2023, come say hello. And I'll see you there. Until next time.